like, I think both of them are crazy because I'm logical, but I don't see how if you're in the group that thinks that people can be transgender, I don't see how you can think that's okay and then think that it's not okay to do the same thing with race.
Subscribe to this channel in case you are watching this channel and have not subscribed.
Aldo here with PragerU. Today I'm at UCLA to ask students about blackface and this new phenomenon of womanface. Why is it socially acceptable to be transgender but not transracial? Let's go find out.
Right.
I want to show you a couple pictures of prominent figures rocking blackface and get your reaction to it. Is that all right?
Very interesting. I did not. Okay.
This is Rachel Dolezal, who was a president of a chapter of NAACP, who identified as transracial. She said that she was born in the wrong body and that she identified as black. This is Ted Danson at the Friars Club Roast in New York City. This is Sarah Silverman in blackface on her TV show.
Yeah.
What do you think of when you see these images?
It's not good. It's really bad.
Do you think people can identify as a certain race?
Obviously, the shit's really bad, and that's talking in hindsight. That it's really insensitive. But I mean, back then I don't know about all the people he just showed, but the girl that was doing it for a TV show and the other guy looked like he was doing it for a skit. I would assume that they was doing it as a comedy routine, which it doesn't mean that it's not insensitive, but it wasn't like, I don't think there was any bad intentions behind them doing that. I could be wrong. I don't know what the skits were about. I don't know what the TV shows was about. But I mean, fucking, like, I don't know if y'all know who Hobson is, but Hobson, he did a white face in his music video where he literally looked like a white guy. It took me like 5 years to realize that was actually Hobson in his video. But it's like, I mean, with me, I don't really see it being as like an insult to anybody. And same with like the movie White Chicks. And there's a bunch of instances where people paint themselves as a different color, and I don't really see it as that insulting. But I mean, that's because I'm white, and I don't know. Maybe that's just me. But since black people seem like they all are offended by it, then it's just out of being a kind person, we just shouldn't do it anymore. But at that time, like I'm saying, it was like something that was supposed to be like a comedy bit. So I don't think it was really supposed to be insulting towards black people. It may have been insulting towards black people, but I don't think it was meant to be, which I think intention means a lot now. And nowadays people don't care about what the intention was. They just see it and they're like, oh, triggered, rage, mad, Karen, yeah, then just blow the fuck up. I don't know. Like I said, if y'all know any context behind the people he just showed, I'm all ears.
No, I do not believe you can identify as a certain race.
So do you think identifying as a different race is offensive?
This is a very good question. I think, I don't know. You can't become something that is recognized off of skin color if you weren't that skin color your whole life.
Right, because it's biological.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that people who claim transracial are making a mockery of real black people?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so now we're going to talk about womanface. Have you guys heard the term womanface?
No.
Have you heard this term? So this is men who identify as women, and then they benefit socially and financially from many cases. Do you guys know Dylan Mulvaney?
No.
So he transitioned, and after he transitioned to a woman, he has millions of dollars in brand deals. You have Leah Thomas, who has William Thomas ranked very low on the swimmer scoreboards. After transitioning, was #1 in the country.
It's bullshit to me that you reap benefits for something you're not.
I think that is a completely different story. Being transgender is something where you can genuinely be born with different biological features or whatever, and that doesn't contribute to gender or like societal norms at all. I think those are two completely different things.
What?
Is womanface offensive?
I don't think that's woman face. I think those are people who were born in the wrong bodies, who are becoming themselves.
So if you can identify with a different gender, why can't you identify with a different race?
The biological side of it, because
especially when, I mean, and I know you can with gender too, like there's some masculine females and some more feminine females and some females that just don't really fit into either, but they're females. Like, you can't really describe what a woman is because there isn't a description on it other than the fact that they're born with different parts that men are born with. And then the same thing goes with black people. Like, there is no description on how a black person is supposed to act or behave like. There are black people that are all across the scale, same as with women. So I don't see how in the fuck you can say that you can feel like a woman whenever even women don't feel the same as other women, but yet you can't say that you feel like a black person whenever black people are the same exact way. Like, there's no way you could describe black people as one by their behaviors, because not everybody acts the same. Same with women. But at least with women, well, I was gonna say, at least with women, you got your ovaries and stuff, and so you can't really change that. And but the same with black people, they got their skin, so you can't really change that. So it's literally the same thing. So her trying to find a way around this is just like her doing all this is just her trying to cope so that whatever she feels and whatever she thinks is justified, even though it's not, and it makes no sense.
Race has no biological connections whatsoever. It's purely based off of physical appearances.
I just asked you if it was biological. You said yes.
Is recognized off of skin color. If you weren't that skin color your whole
Right,
life.
because it's biological.
Or I mean, sex has biological backings, but gender is not. Gender is a spectrum.
She about to walk away.
Why is it socially acceptable to be transgender, but it's not socially acceptable to be transracial?
I think that's like they're very different things.
No.
I think that like I don't know how to phrase this in a way, but I would say like is.
I wouldn't say I'm educated enough to have the proper definition of like separating the two.
But what about like how Rachel Dolezal?
That's fair, but that was an easy way out. She knows that she has no way to argue it because it doesn't make sense to her. She just feels that way, so she's just trying to find an easy way out. But I mean, it's better than just lying through your teeth and pretending like you know what the hell you're talking about.
She said that she was born in the wrong body, that she really is black. Why is that any different than being born in the wrong body and being a woman or a man?
I don't know how to explain it, but I know that it is.
I feel like people, they have the freedom to do what they want.
Is that an endorsement of transracialism?
Kind of got me, huh?
Do you see the hypocrisy here?
I do see the hypocrisy, but I don't think the hypocrisy is like, I'm not trying, how do I phrase this?
Maybe it's like, if I want to be a dragon, I can just be a dragon or something.
Why is it socially acceptable for people to identify as a different gender, but it's not socially acceptable for people to identify as a different race?
Well, I don't know. That's a great question.
I hear a lot of people on this campus today that say the Blackface is wrong, but the Womanface is totally acceptable. Why is there a double standard for race and gender?
That I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah, I've thought about that shit before, about how there should be more of a hold on the fact that people want to switch genders than there are race, because race wars cannot be as old as gender wars. So you would think that gender wars would be something that is more protected, but yet for some reason saying that you're a different gender is 100% accepted by, well, not 100%, but is widely accepted by a lot of America and Western countries. But saying you're a different race is crazy. Like, I just don't see how, like, I think both of them are crazy because I'm logical. But I don't see how, if you're in the group that thinks that people can be transgender, I don't see how you can think that's okay and then think that it's not okay to do the same thing with race. Like, I get it. Like, if you want to pretend like you're a race, like, you would have to go with the stereotypes, which is offensive, but you would have to do the same thing as a woman. As a man, born a man, how do you know that you feel what a woman feels just by looking or by hearing what they say they feel like? How do you know that you feel like a woman? Fuck, even if you ask a woman what they feel like, if you ask 10 women what they feel like, they would all probably have a different answer on why they think that they feel like a woman, because there is no solid description on how a woman feels other than the fact that they're born with these parts that they're born with. That's why sex matters. Gender is I hate that shit. I hate that gender argument, because gender doesn't make any fucking sense at all. I've never called anyone a he because he acted masculine. I've never met a masculine woman and been like, hey, he over there, or hey, him over there, hey, she, or hey, her, because it's a woman. It's an obvious woman, unless you just can't tell, which is becoming a lot more common nowadays. But yeah, and that video's over. So that's the end of that video. If you guys got anything to say about the video, let me know down below. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts on the shit. If you got any recommendations for videos to watch in the future, any channels you want me to check out, I've noticed that I've been kind of just rinse and repeating the same like 15 channels, and it's probably really annoying to y'all that are subscribed. So I'm trying to do better. That's why I'm watching this. But like I said, let me know down below if you guys got any recommendations. And with all that said, would you please give your boy a subscription? And with that said, deuces.
I'll risk it all for the gang. Slide through traffic with this little smack stick. Niggas always talk tough, but they won't clap shit. Bad bitch to you niggas, but we treat her average. If she ain't talking chicken, we gon' give it back quick. She in love with the drip and she all on my dick. But the bitch only cute, I can't go for that shit. You niggas is sad and don't care about no bag. Just worry about facials and titties and ass. That can't be me.